Alright, Shalawam Akiyam, Wa'akwathiam, Kauhalayam, Wahatha Pa'arath La, Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashem Shal, Malak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Shalha, Wakakwadash, Lai Walam Yam, Wa Adayam. All praises and the glory to our Father Yahweh, in the name of King Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit forever and always. Much love to the real brothers and real sisters out there that are looking forward to the kingdom of heaven, which is very soon to come, and we're going to experience all the blessings of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai for the rest of eternity, and we're never going to be in captivity or feel these curses ever again. Much love to all the real brothers out there that are helping seal the 144,000, the house of David. Ha Bayath Shao Dawada. And we pray to be part of that number, Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing. Much love to the helpers and friends of the prophets of the men and women that are gonna be part of the 144,000 and the 1/3. And much love to the 1/3 Israelites scattered all around the earth, the great multitude that scatter amongst the other heathen nations and look just like these other heathen nations where they have been scattered to, and do not have the typical Israelite appearance, having woolly hair and melanated skin, but they still go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the holy, royal, chosen seed line, who the kingdom of heaven, salvation, the covenants, promises, blessings, and everlasting life is only for. And much love to the 1/3 women and children that are also going to receive salvation through a man of the Lord. And this video is titled, Nature is Taken Back Over. And what you all just seen is a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven. And this pandemic, this pestilence, has been one of the best things to ever happen on the earth because it's bringing the natural balance back. You see the animals being free. The animals can roam out in the street, which these streets and all these business districts and cities was originally all forest and grass and dirt anyways. So all this really belongs to the animals. And we're now seeing the animals take back over. And not only that, but ever since people have been on lockdown all over the earth, there's been less carbon emissions, there's been less pollution, there's been less electromagnetic frequencies. Yup, because with all the businesses shut down, they're not using their power, they're not using their computers, and they're not using the radio towers as much. So there's been less electromagnetic frequencies. And all these different frequencies from all these radio towers, it destroys our brain, it destroys our DNA. But since there's been less of that, it's been bringing back the natural balance. So guess what? This is a major sign that the kingdom of heaven is very close to come. Yep, and guess what? There's more pestilence on the way. Now you have all these states and you have different places opening back up. Well, guess what? Very soon it's going to close back down anyways. And the next lockdowns that come, it's going to be permanent. So we've been on lockdown for about 2 months approximately. So we've seen all these positive results just from 2 months of a lockdown. Imagine when the lockdown becomes permanently. Yep, so guess what? At first, it was kind of a hard adjustment. We're like, damn, we can't go to our favorite restaurants. And it probably kind of like threw off your life a little bit. But then now that we're seeing the results, we're like, oh shit, this is the best thing that ever happened. And now we see shit reopening. And I hope things don't open up again. Seeing this is beautiful. And we're going to see it some more because the closer we get to the kingdom, the more crazy it's going to get. But you see, for us, it really ain't that crazy. For us, it's good because we're looking forward to these things. The closer we get to the end, the more we're coming into our blessings. But for everyone else, all these Babylonians, for them it's bad because for us, what do the scriptures say? It says how we use the world, but we don't abuse it. But these people, they abuse the world. And since they're so used to the world, for them it's punishment because this is their kingdom. Our kingdom is soon to come. And we're going to get our blessings in these last days. So it's getting better for us, but worse for everybody else. But it's so beautiful seeing the animals be free. And we're going to see it some more. And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places. Yep, it said the wild beasts shall change their places. Yes, so we're seeing the animals come out, we're seeing them be free. So when it comes to gentrification, not only does Esau take over our property and our land, Esau even does it to the animals. Even the animals are being oppressed. Even the animals are in mourning. But now that there's been less so-called human activity, because these heathens are not human, only Israelites are human. Now that we're seeing less activity from mankind, now we're seeing the animals happy. Yo, you seen the animals playing at the playground? They were on that spinning wheel thing? And you seen the deer at the beach playing in the water? Yep, the animals are happy. Yep, and the animals are gonna be even more happy when this place really goes on lockdown. When all of Babylon gets really on lockdown, when martial law comes, oh, the animals are really gonna be happy. Yep, and even the animals are gonna get their revenge too. Yep, from all the torture, from being up in zoos, from all the animal cruelty, from being tortured at slaughterhouses, from being up in these experimental laboratories being tortured on. Yep, these animals gonna get their revenge too. The animals are gonna get their revenge on Esau, they're gonna get their revenge on 2/3, and they're gonna get their revenge on the rest of these heathens. Yeah, so the animals are gonna really be happy then. And that time is coming. Even the animals are tired of this. Even the animals want the kingdom of heaven. For real. The whole entire earth is in mourning because of Esau. But as things get worse, we're seeing the natural balance be restored. And now let's go to Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Yup. And guess what? The animals play a huge role when it comes to the earth functioning perfectly. For example, you have all the abominable creatures like snails, cockroaches, pigs, lobsters, shrimp, which all these land abominable creatures, they clean the earth, and all the abominable sea creatures like shrimp, lobster, crabs, they keep the water clean. But since Esau wants to kill everything and consider everything a delicacy, and Esau wants to hunt for sport, you don't have the proper amount of animals on the earth to do their job, so now we see the whole entire earth all messed up. But now with all the less human activity, and the animals can repopulate and do their thing, without having to worry about being oppressed or be killed, they're on the earth in the natural habitat minding their fucking business, and they're able to do their job. Because the animals are like the employees of the earth. Every creature has a job. Like, you ever see something like a slug or like a cockroach, and it disgusts you, and you're like, and you think in your mind, you're like, damn, why would God create something so nasty? Well, guess what? They have a job to do. Like, a lot of people are disgusted by snakes, and like, for example, like your mother or like your father, when they're gardening, they get pissed off when they see snakes in the garden because they get freaked out. But really, you should be happy that the snakes are there, because snakes, they feed on mice, and snakes also feed on spiders and slugs and grubs and snails, and those are things that disgust you. So when you see snakes in your garden, they're getting rid of all that undesirable stuff. And for example, like you have a lot of stray cats, right? Stray cats, they kill possums, they kill mice, they kill rats. So everything has a job to do. Every creature has a purpose. So next time you see a snake in your garden, you should be happy, because they're making sure that there's no slugs or nothing up in there. No mice or nothing. Yep, and a lot of people are afraid of garden snakes. Really, they're called garter snakes, but a lot of people say garden snakes. I used to catch them all the time. Like, y'all know me, Ivan did a live stream before, and I showed my baby snakes. Yeah, snakes are mad friendly. I don't know why people are so terrified of snakes for. They're very friendly creatures. They're very friendly. So just remember, everything has a purpose, and a lot of things that you think are like so-called mean or vicious, they're actually friendly. Like, a lot of people are terrified of praying mantises, which they're very friendly. I even did a video of when I had a praying mantis in my hand. A lot of you may remember that video on my old channel. Yeah, they're mad friendly. You gotta remember that the animals are in harmony with us. That's why Yahweh said to us, he said, the animals shall be at peace with thee, in Job the 5th chapter. And I'm gonna get that in a little bit. So we have no reason to be afraid of the animals. Only these 2/3 devils and heathens should be afraid of the animals, because the animals are one with us. Yep. So now that these devils have everything in lockdown, really Yahweh by Hashem and Shada put everything in lockdown, well, we're seeing the animals be free again, and they're happy. Yeah, and even the animals look forward to us coming back into power. Because these animals, they're getting a glimpse of the kingdom. They're running free. They don't gotta worry about no devils or heathens or 2/3 bothering them. And that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom for the rest of eternity. And this is Proverbs chapter 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Yeah, with Esau in power, and guess what? Even if Esau wasn't in power, even if any one of these heathens were in power, we'd still be in mourning. The only time there's going to be complete rejoicing upon the entire earth is when the nation of Israel comes back into power. Because only we could be at one with the earth. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua made the earth for us. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua made this universe for us. It's like the book of Eli. Remember when Denzel had the book? Yeah, it was only meant for him. But remember that guy that was played by Gary Oldman? When he finally got a hold of the book? He couldn't interpret it. Remember when he opened the book, he was all happy? But then he felt stupid because the book was in Braille and he couldn't get it. Yeah, because the Bible is like a spiritual key that only the nation of Israel can have. No, it don't work for no other nation. Only we can have the full truth, and only we can have our pineal glands fully open. Only we can receive all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And that's why it says in Daniel, it says, the wicked shall not understand, but the wise shall understand. So that's why as long as these heathens are ruling, we'll never see complete harmony. We'll never see righteousness because it's not in them. They were all created to be wicked. Only the nation of Israel was created to be righteous. And that's why it says in the book of Leviticus, Yahweh said, I have severed you from the other nations, that you should be mine. He said, be ye therefore holy, even as I am holy. Yeah, so only we can be holy. Yeah, the earth is a giant living organism. The earth is a living thing, along with the sun, the moon, the stars. Everything is alive. That's why Yahweh said that everything obeys him, even the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now, in order for something to obey Yahweh, it has to be a living thing, right? It has to have a consciousness, right? Yep. Why? Because it's a living thing. Yep. And the earth knows that we have to come back into power, and the earth knows that it's about to happen. Yep. So everything has a spirit to it. So once we come back into power, that's when the vibration of the earth is going to go back on a very high level. And that's why it says in Genesis when it talks about Esau, when it talks about Cain, it says how the earth shall not yield its fruit. The earth shall not yield its increase. Why? Because Esau is a walking virus. The earth is sick right now. But once we come back into power, that's when the earth is going to go back to its full strength. Yup. Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of beautiful changes come. And it's only going to get better and better. And let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. And that's the main point right there. It says Esau was a cunning hunter. Yeah, Esau's the devil. He hunts for sport. Esau kills more than what he needs. When it comes to these slaughterhouses, they torture animals, and they're just worried about profit. They don't care about having the amount that they need. They just want to sell. Yup, and guess what? Esau, when he has all this meat up in these stores and up in these freezers, a lot of that meat's like 7 months old. He puts a bunch of preservatives in it. He shoots it with ammonia and all these antibiotics to preserve it for long periods of time. So we have all these chemicals going up in our bodies. Yeah, because Esau's about mass production. Esau, he puts quantity over quality. So we have all this garbage food because Esau wants to just kill everybody. And Esau doesn't care about the population being healthy. So Esau, he just gets way more than what he needs. And that's why it says in Psalms, I'm going to get it too. Let's go to Psalm 73. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 73. And 7. Psalm 73 and 7. It says, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. Exactly. When we kill animals, we're only supposed to kill it when we need food. And then once we get the meat, we take the fur and we make jackets and clothes out of it. And we take the bones and we make jewelry, or we make tools out of it. We use every part of the animal. And you could take the fat and make oil out of it. So we would use every part, and we knew that in the ancient world because everything has a use. Every little thing has a use. Even things that you think are non-significant are actually significant. For example, let's talk about fruit real quick. Like a lot of people, after they eat a banana, they throw the banana peel away. But don't you know that you could use a banana peel and you can polish your shoes with it? You can use a banana peel and rub it against a rash or some pimples, and you can get rid of your acne with it. So everything has a use. Everything. Like, for example, say if you're done juicing, right? You know how you have a fruit juicer and you put the juice in one pot and you get the juice in one part, and the other end has like all the scraps after it extracts the juice. A lot of people throw that away, but you could put that back into the juicer and even get more juice out of and get more juice out of it. And once you're completely done with it, you can put it in your garbage disposal in your sink, and it'll give your garbage disposal a nice fresh smell. Because sometimes it can get like a real foul smell from all the fermented food down there. But if you put your fruit and vegetable scraps up in there, it'll give it a nice fresh smell. Yeah, so everything has a use to it. Every single thing has a use. Yeah, but these devils, all they do is waste. These devils, they don't respect the earth. They don't respect nature. All they do is kill everything. And that's how you know Esau's the devil. Like, who the fuck just kills for sport? You're just gonna kill an animal for the hell of it, knowing damn well that that could feed somebody and that could put food on your table? But when you're the devil, you don't care about that. Esau, he's not programmed to be righteous. These devils, they don't have natural affection. They don't have no care, no sympathy or emotions. Their whole mind is set on destruction. And I forgot what movie it was. I think it may have been Roots. I believe it was Roots, but there was a Gadite talking to a Judite, and they were talking about Esau, and the Gadite said to Judah, he was like, they kill for sport, and they take more than they need, and they kill more than they can eat. Yeah, but in the ancient world, we knew that we had to only kill what we need, so that way we wouldn't offset the natural balance of the earth. Yeah, so we have that wisdom, but these heathens are all set on destruction. And that's why the time's coming to an end, because if this would have gone anymore, we would all die. And Yahushua said that. Let's get that too. Let's go to the book of Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 22. And there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Yeah, and guess what? We're in 2020, and don't you know that over 2/3 of all animals are facing extinction? Over 2/3 of all the animal creatures on the earth are on the endangered species list. Why? Because these heathens, mainly these devils, but all these heathens, they follow after Esau. Yeah, you have all these poachers that they want to kill elephants for their tusk. And guess what? You want to hear something else crazy? Because with all these poachers that are killing all the elephants off just for the tusks, to get that ivory to make jewelry out of it, don't you know the more they kill the elephants, the more valuable ivory gets? So now they're even more motivated to kill off all the elephants, because they make even more money off the ivory, because now it's becoming even more of a precious resource. That's how much the devils that these heathens all are. Every single one of them are devils. Yup, and you have these heathens, like you have these Hamites over in Africa. They kill silverback gorillas just to cut their hands off, because they make ashtrays out of their hands. And there was one video, I know some of you seen it on Instagram, but in China, these nasty ass Moabites, they created these keychains where it had live animals inside of it. Like they would put fish inside of it. They would put baby turtles inside of it. It was like, you could say, like a true living gigapet. And they would put little pellets of food inside of it for it to eat. And it was in like a little sack of water. And since it was in that small sack of water with barely any food or barely any water, it would only survive a few months. Some of them would die right away, being in that little pouch. But really, the animals that died right away, they were the lucky ones. But the animals that stay up in there for several months and actually live, that's straight up torture right there. Yeah, but these animals are gonna get their revenge though. Yeah, but these animals are gonna get their revenge very soon. For real, these animals ain't playing. That's why you have an increase of animal attacks. You have more animals turning on their owners. You have more animal attacks at zoos. people falling into the pits, or some people that get too close to the cages, and the animals will stick their arms through and grab someone's shirt and they'll yank them up against the thing and slam them back and forth. Yeah, the animals ain't playing. The animals are tired of this bullshit. Yep, and they're gonna rise up very soon. And we're already seeing it on a small level, but it's gonna increase even more. For real. And it's so beautiful seeing nature take back over, because we still gotta witness these abominations for now. Like seeing all the animal cruelty and animals being up in zoos. But it's coming to an end and the days are moving faster and faster. Like how we just read in Matthew. Yup. The days are being short, all for the sake of the 144,000 and 1/3. So we don't gotta see this much longer. And now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 34 and 13. It says, "And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof." Yep, so you seen that right there? It said how the thorns are gonna overtake America. Now that's talking about how there's gonna be ghost towns, how when everything shuts down, there's gonna be no human activity. So guess what? You ever see when a place is abandoned for a long period of time and you see trees trying to grow through it, you see weeds and plants trying to grow through it? Yeah, well that's how America's gonna be very soon. When Jacob's trouble comes, you're gonna see nature overtake man-made civilization. Yep, like all the trees and all the grass and all the plants, you're gonna see it busting through the street, busting through the concrete, and the streets that we see now are gonna become dirt and grass and become forest once again. Yep, so look how much we're seeing just after 2 months of a lockdown. But imagine when the lockdown becomes permanent and there's no more street sweepers, no more cars on the roads and nothing. When there's no more mankind activity to interfere with nature. Yeah, we're gonna see nature take back over like we're already seeing on a small level. And it says, "And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be a habitation of dragons and a court of owls." Yup. So that's exactly what's gonna happen. The same way when you see an abandoned house or a vacant lot, or you see like an abandoned mall or an abandoned amusement park, and you see trees and grass growing in it. Yeah, well that's how all of America's gonna be when Jacob's trouble comes. And I did a video like that before too, titled it was titled something like as America collapses, cities will become ghost towns. Yo, and I'm gonna have to do a remake to that video. That was a really fun video to do. I mean, every video is fun to do, but that video was mad fun. I'm gonna have to redo that video. For real. That's gonna be very fun to do. And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And I'll begin at 23. "And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." Yup, so we're gonna see all these animals coming out when things ain't even that bad yet. But can you imagine when there's dead bodies out in the street? Because it said how dead bodies shall be cast out as dung. So imagine all the animals that are gonna come out when there's nothing but dead bodies in the street. Oh, these animals are gonna be having an all-you-can-eat buffet. Oh, these animals are gonna love that. And yeah, and that's coming very soon. And then it says, "There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of man." Yup. So there ain't gonna be no more garbage men. There ain't gonna be no more street sweepers. There's gonna be no more police sirens, no more ambulance sirens. So with none of these disturbances and none of these man-made noises and nothing, the animals are just gonna come back out and do the thing once again. Because with the animals don't really like being around people, because they don't gotta worry about being harassed, they don't gotta worry about being bothered. But once animals can do their thing and do their job that Yahweh created them to do with no interference, they're just gonna be strolling along the earth and doing their thing with no interruption. So what we're seeing is very beautiful. Yeah, and that was it right there. Hold on, let me see. Yep, that was it. And Ezra's. Yep, and guess what? As all these animals come out, we don't gotta worry about them attacking us. They're gonna be cool with us. But everyone else, there's gonna be a whole lot of animal attacks when Jacob's trouble comes. And let's go to Job chapter 5 and 19. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna read the first part, then get to the main point. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Job 5 and 19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Now Yahweh by Shem Yahushai said how in 7 troubles he's going to deliver us. Now why would Yahweh specifically mention the animals being at peace with us? That's because the animals are not going to be at peace with everybody else. But for the 144,000 men and the 1/3 women and children that's under a man of the 144,000, the animals are going to be cool with us. The animals are going to roam with us. The animals are going to help us find food. The animals are going to protect us. Yep, and Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, he's also going to put a supernatural spirit on the animals to where they're unaffected by bullets, to where they're invincible. Yep, this is what's going to happen. We're going to see miracles that we've never seen before. Yep, the same way how Pikachu is best friends with Ash, well, animals are going to be best friends with us and they're going to attack people for us. Yep, and that's one of the specific judgments that Yahweh by Shem Yahushai has for these last days, is people being attacked by animals. And this is Jeremiah chapter 15, and I'll begin at 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to destroy. Slakia. Let me begin again. I messed up on a word. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. Yup. So animals are going to be killing people. Some people, it's their specific way to die, to be mauled by an animal, to be torn apart. And you have a lot of people, they may live near a body of water, or they may live along a lake. And when martial art troopers come bust their door down, they're going to escape out their back door, and they're going to go jump in the water thinking that they escaped. But then some piranhas are going to get them, an eel's going to shock them to death, or some river monster or something's going to get them. Yep. Yep, so these people, they have some nasty judgments waiting for them. For real. The animals are tired of this shit. Yep, and there's another scripture that talks about how the animals will be used to judge people. Let's get it. This is Sirach chapter 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Yeah, so, and that proves that Satan never rebelled, and that these demons don't do their own thing. It said that their spirits created for vengeance. So Yahweh, he made angels. It's their specific job just to kill and destroy. The angels are spiritual hitmen for Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And notice how it said they appease the wrath of him that made them. So these death angels, they please Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Which proves that there was never no war in her, Slakia. Which proves that there was never a war in heaven. And that Satan is not some angel that God created too powerful, and he ended up rebelling, and he took 1/3 of God's angels with him, and now they're in the earth just raising havoc. No. They appease the wrath of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. You have angels that are specifically created to be righteous, and you have other angels on the left-hand side that were specifically created just to destroy and kill people. So there's a balance. There's a complete balance. The same way you have clean animals that are lawful for consumption, and you have other animals, they're like walking vacuums that clean the earth, and we're not supposed to eat them. So it's a complete balance. Yep, and then it gets to the main part. It says fire and hail and famine and death. all these were created for vengeance. And here's the main point. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Yeah, so whenever an animal attacks somebody, that animal was really under demonic possession. That animal was really under satanic possession, and an evil spirit possessed it to go kill somebody. Yep, whenever some dogs turn on their owners, or y'all remember that story with Travis the chimp, with that woman in Connecticut, when it killed her friend and it ripped her face and it ripped her hands off? Yeah, that animal was under demonic possession. It said that there's spirits created for vengeance. Yep, and these spirits can possess animals and make them attack people. Yep, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yeshua is no joke. And we're gonna see it a whole lot more too. Yep, and it's not only the regular animals that people gotta worry about, like the rhinos, the dogs, the alligators, the snakes, the wolves, the coyotes. Remember, not only are we gonna see regular animals, but we're also gonna see newly created beasts, unknown beasts. They're gonna be doing their thing too. All these unknown beasts and newly created beasts, they see what's going on. Mothman, Leviathan, these chimeras, they're gonna be doing their thing too. Yep, Dogman, Bigfoot, they see all the shit Esau's doing. Yep, guess what? They're gonna be doing the thing and they're gonna be getting it in also. And let's read it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11. And I'll begin at 17. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions, or unknown wild beast, full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or a filthy sense of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. Notice how it said breathing out a fiery vapor? So guess what we hear in folklore, and when it comes to so-called mythical creatures, fire-breathing dragons, those are real. Anything Esau puts in folklore or cartoons or all these so-called mythical fantasy creatures that we see in movies, those are real. Yeah, when it comes to unicorns, when it comes to mermaids, those are all real. And yes, I have a video of a mermaid on my phone, and I'm gonna do a video on it too. And then you have some dumbasses that say that mermaids aren't real. Yes, they are. Yahweh said in the book of Job that everything under the whole heaven is. Whatever you see in movies, whether it's in video games like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, whatever you see in Tremors, Jeepers Creepers, Alien vs. Predator, those are all real. If Esau came up with the idea, or if any one of these heathens made some type of horror movie and came up with some crazy winged beast or a mixture of different creatures like a chimera or a half man, half beast creature like Motaro from Mortal Kombat, it's real. Remember, these heathens don't get the ideas from nowhere. Everything comes from the Bible. These heathens don't have no originality. Yep, and I'm gonna do a video on the mermaid too. Yep, dinosaurs are real, and I used to have a dinosaur video, but I'm gonna find it again. Yep, everything is real. Giants are real. That's why you see in some like ancient sites, you see giant footprints that are like the size of a school bus. Everything is real. Yeah, mermaids, fairies, elves, those are all real creatures. And a lot of these creatures are interdimensional, which means they exist in the fourth dimension. But every now and then they'll reveal themselves. Like a lot of people talk about how Bigfoot is interdimensional. And a lot of people say how they'll see Bigfoot and they'll be like following him, and then he'll just go behind a tree and boom, he'll just be gone. And when the person goes behind the tree seconds later, they wouldn't even see him or nothing. Yeah, because a lot of these creatures, they're supernatural. Like you probably heard of Dogman. It's like a werewolf creature. And you have a lot of Edomites, they say when they go hunting, they come across this real big beast creature that's like 7 feet tall. It's similar to Bigfoot, but it has a face and ears like a dog. And they say that when they shoot it, it's unaffected by bullets. Yeah, there's tons of stories like this. Yep, so guess what? Esau makes all these movies where he'll shoot a werewolf and then it dies when he kills it with a silver bullet. Guess what? The animals that Yahweh Bahashem Yeshai got, bullets ain't gonna kill them. Yep, these supernatural creatures, ain't no bullets gonna kill them and nothing. Yep, so Esau, he has no idea what the fuck he's up against. The same way when it comes to Leviathan in the book of Job. It says how his armor and his skin could not be penetrated. Yup, so Yahweh Bahashem Yeshai, he got some surprises for these people. And that's why it says in the book of Luke, I believe it's the 26th chapter. Let me get it real quick, because it goes perfectly with this lesson. Let's go to Luke. Luke chapter 21 and 26. Men's hearts filling them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Yes, so it said men's hearts filling them for fear. So in these last days, people are gonna see things that are so scary and so terrifying that people are gonna literally drop dead and have heart attacks. And one of the main things that's gonna cause people to have these heart attacks is seeing all these unknown and newly created beasts. Yep, so Yahweh ain't playing. Yep. Anything you see in movies, it's real. Like that movie Anaconda. I also had a picture of a giant anaconda that was over 100 feet long on the Amazon River. Yup, like you hear about all these woolly mammoths. Like, you know those creatures that look like elephants, but they're like 5 times bigger? Yeah, all that's real. Like y'all see that movie King Kong or the movie Rampage with the giant gorilla? Yahweh Bahashem Yeshai got all that. Yeah, but I'm gonna do a video dedicated to all that. Like this one's more on regular animals, even though I'm talking briefly about unknown beasts. But I'm gonna do videos on giants. I'm gonna do videos on so-called mythical creatures. I'm gonna do videos on all this stuff. Yeah, cause you have a lot of dumbasses in the truth. You tell them about mermaids or fire-breathing dragons, and they look at you like you're crazy. Going to show you, like a lot of you dudes that claim to be in the truth, you really have no consciousness, and you really have no spirituality. A lot of you, when it comes to deep spiritual things, a lot of you freak the fuck out, and it's like you turn stupid because you are stupid. For real, it's like some of you that claim to be in the truth, like it's like the same thing as talking to a 2/3. Like it's like you can't say nothing spiritual to your stupid ass. But Yahweh got all this. And that's why when it comes to ancient civilizations, when it comes to our people, and even when it comes to these heathens, like they all have tales of giants. They all have tales and stories about giant birds, fire-breathing dragons, chimeras, unicorns, fairies. Why? Because all this is real. And Yahweh, he's bringing it all back out in these last days. Yup. Yeah, but now let's get back to the main point. Yeah, but I'm gonna do videos on all that stuff. Yup, and I'm gonna show the videos too, because a lot of people think it's a fucking joke, but y'all gonna see. For you real brothers, you know what I'm talking about. But you have a lot of retards that claim to be in the truth, and you mention fire-breathing dragons, or you mention Leviathan, or you mention Mothman, or you mention Chupacabra, and they think you're crazy. Yeah, but all these devils, heathens, and 2/3, and all these dumbasses that claim to be in the truth, they're gonna see. But let's get back to the main point. Yep, so we're gonna see the newly created beasts also. They're gonna be doing their thing. Yep, and then the animals, they're gonna be very happy. They're getting happy already now that they're slowly coming back out. Now, ain't that something? So, we were so-called free. And when we were so-called free, animals, it's like they were under lockdown. But now that humans and mankind is on lockdown, now you see the animals being free. So you see how that works? But guess what? When the real lockdown comes, that's when we're gonna see the animals really do their thing. Yeah, the earth is gonna be like a giant playground for all these animals once again. And bear with me a second, let me get a drink of water. Yep, and that's how you know that this whole entire earth is fucked up. and how the whole entire way that Esau runs things is completely unnatural, because the animal should already be free to do the thing to begin with. So it takes a lockdown and it takes society being shut down just for the animals to feel comfortable on their own fucking turf. Yeah, but that's why all this bullshit's coming to an end. That's why it said in 2nd Ezra's, it said the beasts shall change their places. And it took a lockdown just for that to happen. Yep, and that's why there's more lockdowns coming. And there's more shutdowns coming. Yep, all these devils and these heathens, they think this earth belongs to them. No, this earth belongs to the nation of Israel and to the animals. A lot of people, they'll, like, you ever have a conversation with somebody? They'll be like, oh, I seen a deer in my backyard. Oh, I seen a coyote in my backyard. Oh, I seen a mountain lion or a bobcat in my backyard. No, you didn't. You didn't see an animal in your backyard. No, you're seeing the animal in its backyard. This is their shit. This ain't your shit. This earth belongs to the animals. Or, for example, somebody will be driving on the highway, right? And they'll say, oh, I happen to see a deer cross the highway. No, you didn't. No. You did not see a deer crossing the highway. No, you see the highway, you see the road crossing the forest. This is their shit, because all this bullshit concrete was fucking laid down. This was all forest, and this was all serene beauty that Yahweh Ba'ashem Meshach created. But now you have all this concrete that's completely unnatural. Yeah, but that's why this place is gonna be destroyed, and the way that Yahweh Ba'ashem Meshach intended us to live, that's gonna come back. There ain't gonna be no more pollution, ain't gonna be no more electromagnetic frequencies, ain't gonna be no more smoke, ain't gonna be no more factories with these towers releasing all this smoke in the atmosphere. And that's why you even got a hole in the ozone layer. It's like, how the fuck do you create so much pollution that you bust a hole through the fucking ozone layer? Only a devil can do something like that. But that's why all this is about to come to an end. We're not gonna hear no more sirens, ain't gonna be no more unnatural sounds, and we're not gonna need no more Wi-Fi, no more internet routers. And don't you know those interfere with your brain? And there was even a test done on that too. Because when it comes to Wi-Fi routers and when it comes to internet modems, they create a high-pitched noise, and you could only hear it if you have like special sound software. But it emits a special frequency to where, like, you know how you look under things with a microscope? It's like the audio equivalent to a microscope, where it can pick up on high-pitched noises. Like whenever your Wi-Fi modem is on, it creates a little noise, and when that noise is magnified, it actually sounds like a muffler dragging on the ground. Like, you ever see somebody with a beat up car and their muffler's dragging on the ground, the exhaust pipe? Yeah, well that's what a modem sounds like, and that interferes with your brain activity, and that interferes with your vibrations. That's why whenever your Wi-Fi modem is on, or like whenever your computer modem is on, like you tend to get headaches. Or if you use your phone for a long period of time and you put the phone near your head, you get headaches because all those electromagnetic frequencies and all that radiation. That's why it's best to like when you're talking to somebody, like put the phone on speaker, so that way you don't have to hold the phone as close to your head. Yes, see, everything here destroys us. Everything here is unnatural. Yo, y'all want to hear something else crazy too? Yo, y'all know those little car air fresheners, right? That you hang around your rearview mirror, that's shaped like a Christmas tree. Don't you know that those those cause cancer? Yup. Even regular air fresheners like Airwick, Glade, Oust, all these different air fresheners, they all cause cancer. So it's like everything here is cancer causing. Whatever Esau creates is unnatural. But that's why I did all those plant videos. Everything that comes from the fucking earth is medicine. Anything in the laboratory is poison. Anything Esau creates is poison. Incense is the true air freshener. Anything from the earth is real medicine. Yeah, so this place just gotta go. And that's why it's about to happen. I just want to say that real quick. But it's like, damn, everything here literally kills us. Everything. Like, even when it comes to deodorant. Deodorant has aluminum in it. You could even look on the back of your deodorant, and it'll say aluminum, because you know how deodorant is so-called antiperspirant, quote unquote. Well, what gives that antiperspirant effect? You know what it is? It's the aluminum. When you rub it under your armpits, the aluminum clogs up your pores and it prevents you sweating. And don't you know that when you also wear deodorant, it also blocks your pheromones? Yeah, so yo, this devil gotta go. This devil really gotta go, for real. And deodorant is also linked to breast cancer. And guess what? Even baby powder causes cancer. You know, the Gold's Bond and Johnson & Johnson baby powder? That all causes cancer. That's why you see those commercials. It says something like, call Sokolov and Sokolov Insurance Agency if you have used baby powder within the last 10 years and you were exposed to talc and got cancer from it. Then call this local law office to win a settlement. Yeah, everything here is poison. We can't trust nothing this devil gives us. And then guess what? You even have like fluoride-free toothpaste, and you even have aluminum-free deodorant. But even when you look on the back of that shit, it still got poisonous chemicals in it. And it's funny too. Y'all ever go to a store and y'all buy a water bottle and it'll say BPA-free? Because BPA, we know that to be harmful and it's a gender-bending chemical. But even when they don't use BPA, they use a similar chemical to it that's basically identical to BPA, and you're still getting poison. So it's like everything here is poison. Everything here is poison. For real. That's why we gotta pray over everything we use. We gotta pray over our food. We gotta pray over the air. We gotta pray over the water we drink. We gotta pray over the clothes we wear. And even the clothes that we wear, they have hazardous chemicals in it that absorb into our pores, and that causes cancer. So literally everything here is defiled. That's why we gotta pray over everything. Because we are really fighting a war on all fronts. We're fighting a war on all fronts. If you sleep with a woman, you gotta worry about an STD. The food you eat is GMOs and got all types of other poison up in it. The water we drink has fluoride and has BPA and has chromium-6 and all these other types of chemicals. The air we breathe is messed up whenever you go into an office, whenever you're using your internet or Wi-Fi, or whenever you're using your laptop or your computer or your cell phone, you're getting radiation. You're getting harmful rays to your brain and to your heart. And that's why a lot of us we have that heart arrhythmia, where your heartbeat is kind of off rhythm. Yeah, that's because of all these electromagnetic frequencies. It's everything here is destroying us. That's why this place just gotta go. Yep, and now let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. And I'll just get the main point. Where it talks about Esau falling out of power. Isaiah 14:7, it says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Yeah, so even the trees and the plants and the animals are gonna be rejoicing when these devils fall. Yeah, because everything has a spirit, everything is alive. Like how I mentioned in one of my videos, you can literally talk to plants, and if you talk to plants in a positive way, they'll grow faster. And if you talk to your fruit when it's growing, like if you have a tomato tree or a banana tree or whatever you're growing in your little garden, if you talk to it and say you're gonna grow and be healthy, you're gonna give me a lot of yields, you're gonna have a great increase, you're beautiful, you're tasty, you're delicious, it'll grow faster and you'll get more crop yields. But if you talk to plants negatively, then it'll hinder its growth. And don't you know, there was another interesting study done. Don't you know that when plants are next to a Wi-Fi modem, they don't grow as fast? Because those electromagnetic waves even interfere with the growth of the plants also. So not only does it damage us, but it damages plants also. Yeah, some very deep spiritual stuff. And don't you know that when you play music in front of plants, they grow faster too? Yep, and don't you know plants make music? You know how you put a stethoscope to your chest, right? When you go to the doctor's office and they can hear your heartbeat? Yeah, well, you can literally take there's some special software, and it's like a stethoscope, but it's designed for plants. And when you take the little platform, and you put it up against the leaves, it actually creates music that sounds like a harmonica. Yeah, I'm going to show you everything is vibrations, everything is energy, everything is frequencies, everything is energy. Energy is like a universal language. It's like, you ever speak to a beautiful woman? Here it is, you're speaking English, but she's speaking French or Spanish. Y'all can barely understand each other, but just based off of the eye contact and just based off of the body language, y'all can communicate and flow with each other and let each other know that y'all love each other, because everything is energy. Love, energy, frequency, and energy, it's all a universal language. Very powerful stuff, right? Yep, and there's been many times where I spoke to beautiful women, and once I said something to them, they let me know that they could barely speak English, but then I still told them that they were beautiful anyways, and just by the way I looked at them and the way my eyes lit up, they automatically knew what I was saying. And another example of that is when y'all ever be around a foreigner, and you can understand what they're saying, but just based off of the way they're looking at you, and just based off of their tone, and just based off of their body language, you know that they're talking shit. You can just feel it, because everything is energy. Energy never lies. It's like, we call it energy, Moab, the so-called Chinese, call it chi, and Elam, so-called East Indians, they call it prana. But it's all different words that mean the same thing. It's all energy. Energy never lies. Energy is a universal language. Yep, some very deep spiritual things. For real. And now, let's go to Revelation chapter 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Yep, it said how we should destroy them which destroy the earth. Who's destroying the earth? Esau and these heathens, but mainly Esau, because he's the one in power. Yep, so they're all going to be destroyed. Why? Because not only are they literally destroying the earth, but they're also destroying the animals, which the animals help the properly functioning of the earth. Because the animals keep the earth in its natural balance. That's why you have something called an ecosystem, where you have the food chain, how one animal eats another animal, then this animal eats another animal. But Esau, being the devil that he is, he wants to hunt animals for sport and set off the natural balance and ruin it, so that it's no longer in harmony. And then once you have a false balance of one animal, then it sets off the balance of the other animals, because it's all supposed to be in sync together. Everything has to be a perfect balance. It's like, say if you're working the cash register at a store, right? And when you give people their change back, you have a bunch of quarters, you have a bunch of dimes, you have a bunch of nickels and pennies, and you have a bunch of 20s, you have a bunch of 10s, you have a bunch of 5s, and you have a bunch of 1s, right? But when you run out of 20s, now you gotta use way more 10s. And when you have no more 10s, you gotta use a bunch of 5s just to overcompensate. And then when you run out of 5s, you gotta use all your 1s. And when it comes to the quarters, when you run out of quarters, now you gotta use way more dimes. And when you run out of dimes, you gotta use way more nickels. Everything has to be a perfect balance. Yahweh Ba'ashem Eshai made everything perfectly. But it's these devils and heathens that mess up everything. Yeah, but when we come back into power, it's gonna be beautiful. And that's gonna come very soon. That's gonna come very shortly. So we're already getting a little glimpse of the kingdom. Yep, and guess what? We're seeing the animals be happy, and we love animals. We hate seeing animal cruelty. We hate seeing animal torture. We hate seeing animal abuse. So we're seeing the animals be happy, and that makes us happy. And we're seeing the animals be more free. And didn't Yahweh say to Noah that he gave Noah charge of all the animals in Genesis, the 9th chapter? So if we're seeing the animals become more free and be happy, that means that we're becoming more free and we're becoming happier. Yep, so this is beautiful. Yep, and when some of us get spiritual powers, our specific job is gonna be to go to all these zoos, go to all these slaughterhouses, and go to all these experimental laboratories where Esau's torturing the animals, and we're gonna free these animals, and with that spiritual power, we're gonna fuck these devils and heathens up and these 2/3, and we're gonna bless the animals' spiritual powers, And then they're gonna be getting busy and putting people to death. Yep, so this is all coming. This is all coming. Yep, so I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Like how this was titled, Nature's Taking Back Over. The natural balance is slowly being restored. The days are moving quicker. We're gonna have the kingdom sooner than we think. Each day that passes by is one day closer. And time is on our side, but time is against these devils and heathens. Because the closer we get to the end, the closer we get to our salvation. And the closer these 2/3 devils and heathens get to the end, the closer they get to their destruction. So we're about to see this all go down. For real. So I pray that all this was edifying, faith boosting, and spiritually uplifting. And with that, I want to say shalom and peace.